Alright, we will continue the story now. Um, there we go. There we go. Do we get out today? What do you mean, yes, by the amount of pulls I've made? Oh, okay, I'm pretty close then. This is the debate of Phoenix.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for. Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please? All right, now let's get him!
I really wish they start poisoning back, man.
Time to cleanse the filth.
Open sesame. Impressive. Almost.
Yeah.
Expand your thinking. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void.
The black tie. Anyway, never mind that. This is... might yet. It is up. Oh? Let me... Grove of Epiphany as the sage, if we were to place it. Anaxa, bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the library of other than books. We've had more than our fair. Nice. Whew. There are two. I can already see what. Why else would they call him? Are the Titans truly an? They marched him straight to the sea, though. What he took on in the first alligator.
They created heavens and earth, so it's enough.
Anaxa said the same. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are. Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even. Thankfully, they had no wait one by one. Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. It was only, was for certain at least. At least, is that by the way? This stack of complaint that I'm talking about, and it's a well-kept secret. Even the administrators up at the Grove in the state. This is the place. Materials for alchemy. No, not even. Huh? That. What's going? It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. But now, it seems Anax's objective was never to create me. Danny, look at this. My biggest fear. It's come true. Anaxa was carrying. Yes, this is what he was secretly condemned. Oh, do you remember when the black tide was approaching the Grove? That's right. But what if Professor Anax's fusion with the core?
Hello, Cal.
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a
Oh,
surprise.
they first.
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of...
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you.
So, the skies of
You mustn't conclude that, Inoxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kephales's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we are different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules.
And if, as a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say, but above all else, my days are numbered.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you did. Go. Find out what we are.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience.
So,
He's a scholar.
you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Atromas, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the god.
Before
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes, as I see it. Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to take.
Oh, if power that rivals the Titans is what...
Why, the source of life is what I wish to grasp. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left.
And by the sound of it...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must...
And give you the answer you sought. However, in accordance with the principle...
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the...
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see.
So Icon gets red sticks and she gets orange sticks now.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, as unrelated as these two propositions, the reason I say this is...
Anaxa.
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, sir?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Because that wasn't you.
Calypso.
That's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to them. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like—
It seems you've lost even the Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? The answer is evident. Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air. And they... Does this answer to...
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where—
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I know it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, humans cannot return. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news from Hyacinth and Danhung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But
That is no... He is indeed the great performer. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the... Till then...
Preposterous! The Christos only have their standing!
It's been a while. That's fine. I recognize you. The young lord has nothing...
it has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros.
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low, unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get...
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps? Hacker. What?
He's been through a lot lately.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young... Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
Just as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the...
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight.
You have my gratitude. I will let a...
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in it.
That's it. We should...
Go back to Phyllis.
By Kefali into Lent and above, as the Theo...
Aglaya!
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but... I admit, I am now
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites. No longer capable of this has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time.
She's going to die.
I need you to
in the next
step
update show.
in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes,
Do
this
this
is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, good liar. I hope we'll live...
live up to...
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have... Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an...
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does...
Let the three titans of calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of... With the help of these two heroes, I can promise...
Aren't they Chrysos heirs?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir.
Era Chrysia...
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry.
Yesterday.
Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do?
Tell me, dear sis, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone...
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of
You need to
death
learn from this game,
and
sort
bring
of.
Amphorius back to an era when all
It's
beings
not a good
live
thing.
forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the flames.
Please let us mention the chance.
Your proposal is much too
Remember what I previously said? Tell me, dear citizens, Have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about?
Oh. Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh,
after the destruction of the three Titans.
This is bad. The masses are now...
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
what? With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Erechrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the
Well...
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa,
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask.
In that case...
In actuality, he showed a past...
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa...
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean until one day it barged into the top queen assembled. It was then that the princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed. Worse still, the terrifying death had
Until?
Until?
Oh, my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image, and yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness.
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this.
Dragon, huh?
In that case, What do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never...
Therefore...
A fable...
I guess it might...
Oh?
What? No. I merely real...
Indeed.
You flatter me.
Of course.
If I imparted my knowledge, would you use it?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Festus.
Death is inevitable. If such a mighty after all, you, me, and the rest. Hold on. My time is finally here.
You shall wither. It is a pity that fate is such...
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins.
Fortune...
My sister is prepared to How absurd. My time is almost... What should we do?
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end...
That's right.
Trial, prophecy... The topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius' history before the Titans were born. I have long held three hypotheses about this.
Calypso and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding
She looks almost like an NPC for her.
Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made...
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor. You...
Please, young lady. Witness my fall and is within me as furthermore. A valorous death before glorious return has... Despite being... Let's chat, young lady, since there's still time.
Of course. This warrior is... Lord Nias. As the embodiment of Mikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us. That means that what I'm currently seeing...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attain their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia! Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Nias.
Honor, courage, tenacity,
and finally...
Cheer up, young lady.
There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death.
All farewells in this world are sorrowful, Lord.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths. But now, all I feel is peace.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am
He's a
certain of
child.
one thing. This is not an acceptance of death nor apathy toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair. I am just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end.
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death are two sides of the...
Finally, the first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt the calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell,
Scholar.
I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because... Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside? But to my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
That's not an exit.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight. Go away and don't block...
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both...
That's exactly what life is. And death is. But a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only...
I'm going to read this again.
And therefore, young lady...
The embodiment of strife, telling me about the majesty.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment...
I feel like stories these days always have the God of War being the most based guy.
It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes...
I knew this day would eventually...
Ara.
Alexia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promise. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of? You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment.
Even if it was prophesied, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only... cleanse me. Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this. I was the one who wasted your life.
I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers, one that is more world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the...
How could my memory...
Well then, what exactly are we?
I feel like this song is going to be the new Why Do People Dream?
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always... We're twins, after all. Alright, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my... After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect?
Death is inevitable. If such a mighty power were even now. My answer, this is why, sister, in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your back. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead, and do not stop moving. In the new world, ask for the price of our equivalent exchange.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until they eventually became the Pantheon, just like the flame-chase journey of today. Amphorius' history is cyclical in nature.
That was a big goal to
What a
read.
startling revelation. This means that the demigods...
Yeah.
I believe that this is the truth behind...
This is utterly unbelievable. Besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos...
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't put in our world, there exists...
But the people there worship Ragusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never...
Take this.
This is...
the new sporist's masterpiece. The Philosopher's Stone. Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of... Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the nether realm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as...
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world. However, my line of thinking will not fail, because I have already planted the... Actions speak louder than words, Castoris.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, his life is all but before I leave.
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence...
I understand.
Hey, child of...
Don't get antsy. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions.
If so, rebirth.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, now I'm merely for...
Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to be alive?
This is but a necessary... sacrifice on my path.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct...
No. It's just the opposite. It means that I can actually ascend to godhood.
That's... a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaya, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kynus desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kynus. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. If they're successful, but I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will... Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we get the Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death. Do you just...
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step,
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad
Yeah,
to
that's
have
what
heard
I
your
was
true
talking about.
Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an echo, I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip castorous. I too look forward to your journey.
Thank you.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but if Styxia is now an island...
The answer is quite simple. In the Mins, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the nether realm as they pleased.
Series
And if
reference.
they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited that... I'll see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour.
This was probably the midpoint of this.
debate finally over? Won a glorious defeat. Well, moving on. I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve only 32 books to go. Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work will... I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted. Why are my eyelids so... Oh, you're right. Cass?
Lady Treby.
Is something troubling you?
I just wanted to... No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed. I... don't... Is that a figure?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled, even at...
Lady Treby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding alone.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we know it must have been filled with pain and hardships. We are just happy for you, that the core flame you're meant to...
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow... There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass...
Thank you, Lady Treby's feeling. It's hard.
And go do it, Trian! Was actually so... Let's meet back...
It's me. I hope I didn't... Huh? No. No, I'm here because of private matters. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me. Not to worry, it's nothing heavy. It isn't a long way from here.
Have you heard? Seems like all the rules are...
Faith can dispel the black tide.
The streets are packed.
I want to vote!
Take your ceramic shard, engraved with the Kethely rune. Select the Council of Elders in your heart, and praise...
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons! The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Eric?
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep our bounds again, we will not incur divine...
Oh, please. The time when these deranged Titans should have vacated their spot to the demigods is long overdue. You'll see soon enough, you old...
And I pray that Talanton smacks some sense into you with their scales.
That was... You're interested in that? Well, you'll feel right at home in Akama that to this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light. This peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end time.
had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions. Traditions that I played a major role in. Yes. You know, back in those days, I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from... They provided me shelter, but I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for Yes. No matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence of death. Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship. I can't do their voices. They pierce my ears. The pleading. The thanks.
I know that feeling, child. But you must respect those walking towards death. Just like how you should respect yourself.
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. And yet you want me to respect no matter the titles. I am still taking away human life.
This won't be the first time that Idonia's fanatical nether warriors have faced death. On the contrary, death is the mightiest and gravest power in this world.
That's such a...
Then let me in Idonia. The great swords commonly used by executioners are called... The sword has 3 air holes along its body. If the sword is swung down swiftly and accurately, the holes would make no sound, and the executed would also... But should the executioner have any hesitation, the holes would produce a piercing whistle. On that cue, the scream every executioner after Dracon is to hone their sword skills every day in preparation of future executions. Every swing of their blade must be more resolute. Pain for the dying, as well.
No. I can never get used to...
You misunderstand, child. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering. And you go walk with the dead and love them as you love life.
Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die.
This is your duty. Remember, consider the source of the dead's suffering, and give them the respect they deserve.
Thank you. I beg you, don't listen to her.
If you cannot learn to accept death, this is your last chance.
No, please. No.
May you gain some insights through his life.
Is this something?
No, this is just the beginning of your life.
You executioner!
Go, grant her glorious death. punish you.
Why? Please. When will this ever end? What are you trying to do?
I have aged. The time has come for me to the final resting.
You're not that old yet. You still have many, many years ahead of you.
No. I'm already dead. For I have come to fear my declining health and impending death. Castorus, will you give me one last chance to charge towards fear and prove that I am no coward?
I can't take this anymore.
Child, it was I who brought you here. From the frosty... I've always known that you have doubts.
I never had a choice.
Indeed. Yet you can end any sinful life with just...
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it.
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. You can only live your life to the fullest. And when you do, even if you eventually leave Idonia's protection...
No! How can I?
Come now. Show me that you... Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden.
Oh, that's...
Watch over you and guide you on your path.
Stop it, he's dead already.
May death protect us! Wiltier, be of your body and mine. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Expand your thinking.
Order to doubt farewell.
Open sesame.
This was the last time I followed. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. Elder Omenet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like I have nothing but respect for her. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many it seems the most terrible darkness in this world. How did it disappear to Titan and why do they haunt? I continued my travels to seek an answer. I just want to know if my can I make anything?
I don't want to die. Please, I fucking need to
Oh, there
let
it
me
is.
go. I don't want to die.
This is the trailer.
I don't want mercy like this. Just let me go. I need
That's nice of them that we can skip it.
I hate these icy hands.
Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace. Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
Yeah. I watched this already and I want to depression.
On the day that Ornyx's trial ended, you must have had many questions. I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove, and it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me, it wasn't that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality, having walked such a long road. I am anything I would from that moment on. I lacked the courage. But now, perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago, Trina read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling. Embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, my touch, and yet, things have taken a turn. I have no reason for your sake. With that,
Gifts.
let's put that aside for the moment. We've arrived. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket.
Yeah, it's one of those dolls.
The journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an
Yes.
easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart. No, it isn't. You'll know when you see it. Look, it's right there. Huh? Where did it go? What's going on? I am not some corrupt grown-up.
So that's
What's this? The coin of Zagreus. So it's her. No doubt about it. This is her favorite symbol. It's a lady's cipher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief.
So she's already
who's
done her
left
time.
legendary tales all over Amphorius. So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a crass manner. Let's just do as the slate says and look. Look, it's right there. We must pursue her. Huh? This is a trick. She's incorrigible. This is how it should be. We must pursue her. Lady Cypher, please come on out.
You're still careless as ever. Shouldn't you keep such a precious gift near your bosom?
Since you know it's a gift for someone else, please give it back to me. Stop hiding among the people and letting the wind carry your voice. Since you know it's a gift...
Now, since I know it's a gift, that just means I need to milk its worth. The children of the wind never stay for long in one place.
Name your price. I'll give you however much you want. I'm sorry. Bargaining is really not my forte.
Why don't you two come over to my place? You'll make a better venue for proper business.
Piece of cake. I can do that even if...
Alright, I'll see if everyone cool with me collecting a deposit before we reach me.
She's incorrigible.
Sometimes.
It's about time you do some exercise.
Go there then.
A melodious sound that soothes the soul.
Here we are. Over here! Over here! No, not that way! This way! Come on. If I really wanted to hide, you'd never find me. So relax, you two. No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow. Whoa, that upset? Calm down. I'm just putting on a show with the meowing. Some people might have been into that emotion. Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get to... Give me the jewelry piece first. Or everything's off the table. Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Relax. Relax. Look. Isn't the view here just great? Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything fine. The seamstress found me. And once two... The Council of Elders also found me. And wants me to make sure... And last, but not... I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing... Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end. Wow, this is some high-quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster.
Wow, I should have busted down. Well, spill.
Payment for doing work. Your work.
Did you forget my stance to all this?
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never approached the demigod of trickery but I need...
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not hearing it. Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble...
We lost Trian. Oh. The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castras to her death.
This is Castras's own.
She brought this up herself.
She's also made up her, as will you, Cypher.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and us. She can always turn back before the end, you know. Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyrs. Tell you what. Why don't I take it?
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this.
You sound like you have all the confidence. In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. What do you think? Tempting.
I decline. If we don't find the Death Titan... I can't go into the details.
I really don't get how. Princess Homebuddy, you keep talking about me, but... Did you ever live for your own...
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglaya didn't take you in just so you can die for her Aranova.
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices. Isn't that why you were always running away from Lady Aglaya?
Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore.
It's not like I was gonna honor that bet anyway.
But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, the treasures buried in there are 10, no, 50 times richer than Aglaya's vault. Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive. And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. Sure. Pay up. Her payment was in gold and precious stones, which only covers the living passenger.
I don't like this. However, I have lived a longer life than most people. I can give them all to you.
Then how are you going to...
Then I'll give you 90. No, 80%.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castrus's savings and a bottle of dew of divine blood. I'm so scared! Can you even catch my tail? Here! Catch!
Be careful with that!
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Akama.
So, why are you...
Oh, nothing, really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face.
So, why are you changing the meeting place?
Well, now that we've struck it, it's gonna be a long ride. So have a good rest. The trio. No need. I already told you. Sure know how to put me in a spot, Castorus. I need to trap. Sorry. Oh, I was just. Did you know that the legends say you have to put an obol into the mouth of the dead or over their eyes if you want them to? That's the very favorite. Don't worry. It's not a lot. All right. Pass me the coin. It's time to get the gods' powers. Oh, one last thing before we go. I gotta give you this because you can't catch the wind by waiting. You only live once. So make the most of every moment you have. Get ready. Be steady. Hi, your turn. Don't be nervous. After all, it'll be gone in the blink of an eye. All done. Are you feeling all right? She's the demigod of trickery. When she flips the coin of whimsy into the air, she gains incredible speed that lets her travel anywhere in an instant. Just like how she clearly had no intention of lingering here for even a second longer. We can only depend on ourselves for the rest of the way.
Don't worry, Mem's here to help. I don't think I even meet the height requirement for the ticket, so I won't need one, right?
This is Styxia, the city of dragons and waves. Anaxa hypothesizes that the missing Thanatos is somewhere in these ruins. This is the land of their birth. Or perhaps of their... Anaxa had used a secret alchemical art to temporarily fuse his soul with Circe's and Kefali. And when he was on the verge of death, this alchemy, considered a sacrilegious act, might actually make the souls of mortals and titans attract each other. Even though Thanatos has been missing for 1,000 years, and even their followers haven't been able to find them, perhaps that special attraction could summon them here.
Oh, so are we going to use that Philosopher's Stone to...
I guess that's the only way. The only leads we have now are the
Thanatos is even more...
Indeed. Even one as erudite as Anaxa could only point us to this place, and no further. We will be entering the unknown as soon as we take our first steps. But that won't be the first time in my long journeys. I believe that, rather than standing still, taking action is by far the better option. Perhaps fate might take pity on us today and show some compassion.
Imagine if we get her here in this place. We might tomorrow.
Go back whence you came. back. What a beautiful butterfly. Is it talking to us?
This is a eulogistic butterfly. They are found in places where many have met their demise. In Idonia, some think of them as manifestations of Thanatos' benevolence. By turning the lingering obsessions of the deceased into these creatures, it is as if the Titan has made life into a specimen. Others think of them as Thanatos' messengers that guide the departed to the nether realm.
The second theory sounds more believable. After all, the things they're saying are rather, direct.
Perhaps. But the fact that we're able to hear their whispers proves that we're fast approaching the realm of the dead. These shadowy figures... aren't they illusions reflected by the River of Souls?
Do you want to buy any fish?
Huh? He can see us?
Wait. More living people. I'm not selling my fish to living people. You lot are too shameless. Buying fish without paying. If I ever see her again, I will...
Could it be that... you're all dead souls that never achieved rest?
The nether realm does not exist. Titan rejects you. Me.
So, do you want to buy any fish?
But there aren't any fish nearby.
Are the fish gone? The people are gone too. I can only keep selling fish. So, do you want to buy any fish?
Apologies. I don't have much in the way of savings. Please relax.
This...
I knew it. These people aren't illusions. They're the souls of the deceased. They're supposed to reach the end of the West Wind by floating down the River of Souls. Yet, they have floundered upon the shoals of the stream, unable to move forward. Did Thanatos reject them?
Well, are you really gonna come?
Goodwill? I can't... Wait a minute.
That's me. I still belong to the land of the living as of now.
Could it be that...
I couldn't take their behavior anymore. So I stole water more than... But, I just discovered some secrets about that boy who defied death.
Lord Mighty?
Oh, right. That's his name. Well,
She's here?
now you know. As for whether that So long, Princess Homebody. So long, Grey Mystery.
Grey Mystery is like a...
Huh? She disappeared just like that?
Lady Cypher has always been a... free spirit. In any case, she has brought us...
Use prayers to return the river to before it got flooded.